John Mahama and the boys. This group of people. What's it? Ochia. Yeah. O kokwanyi do ochia. O bai wo. Unya hunhwe. Say una won pe John Mahama nasem. And now John Mahama nam Togo, Benin, India. Hey, fine.
And I was reading.
We say me John Mahama then come free.
Oh,
yeah. And I mean succeeding tea. Timo ding and makukumeba.
They are buffering.
So they went and got a certain guy called Jifagunu. So he decided on the on fan and on Kabium and not Troy or Krataso. Long article. Anyidoho murder's daughter, killed daughter, this. A Yenasi Kramanko. I was so wicked, I'm so callous, I didn't even go for the burial, blah, blah. Oh, all kinds of things. At this point, I said, no, enough is enough. As we speak, the matter is in a Tema High Court. Yes. It's pending in a Tema High Court. And guess, Hina Noye, Jifagununi lawyer. Eduji Tamakolo. The boy now, Mahama Nanu, Okadik to Edison Supine, say on the director of legal. Eduji Tamakolo. On the Jifagununi lawyer. And in Jifagunu's write up, no. So I say John Mahama, me person me ku John Mahama. So it means that John Mahama is the one they are fighting for. It's John Mahama's bidding that they are doing. And John Mahama sits around it. No feeder. And they say Kufuor dey, John Mahama no feeder. He will pretend he hasn't heard. How can you be a leader? How can we trust you with leadership? When you pretend that you don't know about these things happening around you. Over 8,000 or 8 million, something. He said it was 800,000, yeah. People living with disability. If they should all decide to vote against you, John Mahama, where will you be? And funnily enough, interesting enough, it was President Kufuor who introduced the Disability Act in 2006. You see how God is? Who John Mahama? Who come out, Sasso? Sending Kitiajina on chain. What Jimmy baseball cap? What? Yo. Yeah. You know, and the energy said, concede defeat. But the factors that led you to concede defeat, Muntie Terekahu. Today, the same boys, 3 weeks to election. Other than Sofu no be no more on Sato Bahama so no. I feel they will issue.
Oh, Samu.
Obinemusu. Ma, me I've seen it. I've seen it on social media.
Sedenti.
What's it? Abba. Adena moyesa. Dela dem. Dela 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yakoto about 3 weeks. Na uchimi esaka.
Na just abankwa na hure guji.
Hey.
Abankwa nsi de esi just na. Ne ede no.
Adena Muhammad sa. Adena Muhammad sa. Adena Muhammad sa.
Me matiefo ne ahwefo akwaba Edeba Koda Media TV so samiri. Bidi dikachire eja ya odi asempa dwumadi a watu ndin chirechiremu ena medi ho chiame nti matana gwami na medi asem chiremu de bre atiefo ne ahwefo. Minu akwakuti benim bio nti reba bedi nkomo na yahwe omano be bia ereko senior in the politics edi yankwa kudu na amse obu area sinitias kakra obi afa bibia to nanima na wakakamu nsem a ohia se bia ode bagidin enso yensem nyina na wode agidin yo Koda Media TV sunie bidi di kachiri eja ya odi asempa midin de me da papa na eneden eminanti benu bia won anya omampani dadawo John Ejekum Kufuor di ewu wonya no kasetia na no na domra ka ho asem se sebi adwenkyere de ewo ho ubetimi a kyere wadwen mmiri bia wo pe na mmom se obekasa tia onipa no senia enia Dela Edem ye no de na etosin kakra na Dela chi no abrantene baako nso ono nso aka bribi a wose wofre no Samuel Hunto ni din ni yedin a eye mpanyin din wokọ ave havia nkoma segel ave havi enye nko Huntoma tene tonkoma na kpodokuo jinwi jinwi alaba nkoma gbogbonko onye na tonkoma. You don't have to do things but dokuo basa no koma na tonkoma mwana dokuo basa ta kogu. Back to business. Yenua Dela Edem akasa etia omampani dadao kofidi ewu Kufuor na aye nchinu ahyiw bebre ofa benkum ofa nifa ofa nafu ofa tifi ni atoi eno na akwakoye nsama eda manfo ano ene worohoro na woreka na gokuti manimi de na ibebisawo mo de politics ni madro esuko wum se biribisa aba na abofra bi kasa tio panyin bi wo mmiri bi mu a etimi di nsunsuanso boni bi ebe oni para brabo ma na se ku odom no ana eno na anopei ana samri yenu akoku Anyidoho ebetwetwe nkomo enti na di kan obaso a na wa subscribe to Koda Media TV se na makano na jumedi rekoso no na wa share na wa like se oyaw ene enimtiabu ene ekutiabo eno na ba besue yem politics mu na opening beka se one tete obayi nti ena okokasa tia obi pie no kokasa mbia obisa hinaba o papa se mesiba o se ne wa nya ntete we de nti ne wa nya ntete o papa ni mpo de sande ono oyawa na oyawa manfo okurum ha nti se ne ba ya obi a any news kwaku no kware.
Well, Jao, yenchia etiefo ne ahwefo. Today, Wednesday, 21st November 2024. Of course, I mean, the whole idea. I'm saying, "Nanu mebaha." Nkomo edi efa candidates na ho. And then you may be titiwa as a Ghana for some behwe. So
much to aba.
Su ne bang character is one of the main reasons why Ghanaians are going to vote in 2.5 weeks' time. So straight to the point, Ian Semere. You see, President Kufuor, born in say, as the patriarch of the new patriotic party, the patriarch, living patriarch, say MPP ene, Yereka MPP, one sema, one faribai, one penny, our tiase, President Kufuor. From 92, Eduboy, and Ostati. It was President Kufuor who won the presidency for them in 2000 and did 8 years. So he's a living icon for the new patriotic party, the political tradition. Yes, or a statesman. But he's a politician. He lived all his life as adult life as a politician. Ne bonini say, "Osi baby adi ne duro, ota Dr. Bawumia ji." Yes, otaniti he gave reasons. I will feel say Bawumia is fit to be president after Nana Akufo-Addo. And I don't blame President Kufuor. He's a politician. He's a politician. Yeah, he's a politician, and now some of him, or he's hearing things. Because some of the things that are going on in the ground, Ye po ye ni MPP no yeti. Say Alan Chremanting Nenkrofo Edem nam titru Ashanti region. Say President Kufuor Tanwechi. Yeah. It is politics. And John Mahama Gaza Nekai saying Trokakra, Nukrekakra.
Now they are frafra.
Now they are frafra. Good. Trokakra. So there are people using President Kufuor's name, especially in Ashanti region, that Kufuor is supporting Alan Tremanting. And that he doesn't want Bawumia to win. You think that President Kufuor hasn't got intelligence?
Oh, now so the film.
A former president for 8 years. Asante Memusun of Ufri. Or say Deshi.
Info.
That is what I have heard. So if some and when I saw Alan Tremanting's video clip yesterday, and the President Kufuor, giddy. Say President Kufuor penny one yani oye. What to for no person would efuto ben?
Ose enumpo na why and mama for no.
Good. So it means that he's endorsing the insults. Alan Tremanting who refused nanu year President Kufuor was endorsing you. And they didn't there.
Papa.
You see? Koto de nebuje. It's your young one, it's your young.
Na ni political career mpono. Men fan say President Kufuor and a thrown into the political mirror.
That is the more reason why it was easy for the group to be doing damage on the ground in Ashanti region. That Kufuor is supporting Alan Tremanting. He was feeding into it. Alan, apart from Kumasi, our bank crying 2 days, 3 days, no Kumasi, he found Bium Potinara or your campaign war.
There be.
So the agenda is to be in Kumasi and destroy the votes in Kumasi. And one of the weapons of mass destruction, and in Kufuor, who use your ground is President Kufuor Tanwechi. Intina, apart from UPSA, Oba Bontin Kakra, Ebetina, Nipem, yes, or support Bawumia no. On Kasa Ebium. Political propaganda. And there's a section of the MPP that was believing that propaganda from the Butterfly family. President Kufuor said, hey, I'm going to Ashanti region. The late Achimping Oye Nei Kashi Ashanti Mainina Bodom. But of course, before that, the statesman, the politician that he is, he engaged the media and not say, I support Bawumia. And he said, Nipa P won't tickle up.
Osi, Oshe, Mera Yawumi dia. Okeri, Onga President Dinoa. Na Bawumia na owe ni swadi huwa ebitimi abue chirima.
Look, let me tell you a certain story. And I know it for a fact. Because it may be a chemu. Na me mere interview for President Mills' biography.
Okay.
So I had to go and interview President Kufuor, former President Kufuor. Yeah. In fact, there's a picture of me. Maybe I could even give it to you to put on the screen anyway, but that's neither here nor there. But I had to go and interview him as a former president, a senior statesman. What he knows about President Mills, because you want to interview all kinds of people.
Into calling answer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that time not Spanner Junction.
Okay.
Yeah. But apart from that, Pedwasiha, Marco Hosopeng. And he allowed me in to discuss national issues. Since on your president,
you
into
a statesman,
into Ohianipa,
you
exactly. But what made me get attached to President Kufuor recently? About 2.5 months ago, Minya Kabila, James Kwamna born Virginia. Nikubi Awate, Rights for Youth with Disability.
Okay.
And our partner, Kufuor Foundation, to have an event at AMA next to Moving Big.
Okay.
Or conference center. and in Shimuno and at Amos Institute as a policy think tank. Kabila Tunes are framing. So I went.
See you.
So I went. That was the first time I met President Kufuor at close range, sitting in his wheelchair.
Okay.
It was after that I now visited
the house.
Pedro, so put it in perspective. So about 3 months ago, I met him for the first time. And it touched me. Seeing him in a wheelchair. Disability for one program. And it was, like I said, a collaboration between the Kufuor Foundation and Bonfene Rights for Youth with Disabilities. Apparently, Bonfene PhD had to do with breaking the myth surrounding disability in Ghana. So that's what he got his PhD in at Cape Coast University. Now, President Kufuor spoke. And I was touched by his words. Also, 10 years ago, if anybody had prophesied that I will be in a wheelchair,
so we share and come say,
I could be sharing come say me President Kufuor, and I said J Kufuor, and ka ene me deni bubu afu amite akonwa wem aye de tie sha se apia, and ka maka says any pan or commission boni on permasem into nourishes a boni, but ene mini John Ejekum Kufuor. Se menya mema kentinka
mpiamia
ba se nsia ansuso mimu
no also attention gram ne mu yeduru papa.
Thank you, gentle giant. Ntumi nya hwe e kam akoma. Then Boache Jakon was also at the program. E dru ne so se obekasa no the far Bible no the theology be mu no say e free da Nyankopon Pam Adam na Eve oye won bone na opie won so
no pam won fit through ni mu no
pam won free Garden of Eden no humanity has been disabled. Like what? He theologized around disability. And so sin bone is all part of our human disabilities. Because we are not clean any longer. Yehunya crudging you.
Sena Adam Nif ti ho no wan yare mpo.
Good. But you say afede oba obefafunu obebre obechim.
Abosumi akono.
Asana wawo.
Emu fifiri.
Be ma obetim we fifiri.
Yo.
Wo be kawo na echi. Wo de soso be bofem.
Apa ya abokura nsana modidi.
That was the beginning of the disability of humanity. So theologically speaking, that is why we have all sinned and falling short of the glory of God. And the disability just manifests itself in different ways. Nora, I had to go to somewhere for a little bit of therapy on my shoulder. That's a form of disability. Because I am out.
You.
People are going and buy a grouse with
you.
So thank you. So back to the substance of the issue. So the former president, belonging to a political tradition, endorses the presidential candidate of his political party. When did you be at him? One can say we nye. O say me deno and the money. Saying here mammy no. And he said, say. And President Kufuor, like I'm saying, when I went to interview, he told me a story. I was in Bawumia. Time I know President Kufuor, president. And Polakwa, the governor of the Central Bank of Ghana.
You.
Into near per deputy governor. And on of Kufuor. None choice here, Alasan and Dani. Satam na or Barclays. Into on President Kufuor, a choose Alasan Dani, you know. 2-3 days later, and I will appoint Alasan Dani as MD of Stanbic Bank. So he had now left Barclays to Stanbic Bank. And of course, I spent about 10 years in the banking industry. So those days, Metropolitan and Allied Bank, Bibena me wono. Now Stanbic, you know, with the same building, Valco Trust House.
Wow.
It was Regia. Yeah, I was 10 years in the bank.
Let's just say, why are you my bank, Papa?
Oh, yes.
When now when you open a selling Katiana, bank, you Maya.
Oh, you can say, no, okay, Uncle. Na manu Uncle Parry.
Me pass mama.
Anyway, so when Polakwa came and said Alassane Andani has gotten an appointment as MD of Stambik, and Polakwa, Kai, or no President Kufuor said, but there's that young man, Bawumia. You remember we met him at a function in London?
That's 2003.
Good. And his presentation, you know, how lucid, erudite, he was eloquent, you know. And I said, yeah, oh, that young man, I don't have a problem. You can give it to him. That is how he, Kufuor, started engaging Dr.
Bawumia.
And he said, Bawumia kase President Kufuor ne dua bano. And ananado abegusu nsuo the fare by them. So President Kufuor is not pretending. It's not pretending. So he goes to endorse Bawumia. And then NDC Mebno say, where NDC Mebno? John Mahama Nkola. Because it's not about NDC. No, I am NDC. So that is not our culture.
Okay.
These are boys associated with John Mahama. It's as simple as that. Now, Mankasa Minfami Ensha Semime. You are insulting President Kufuor. And Nyankopon ne chianeka. Intina. Or wheelchair. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I mean, when I heard it, Dela Edem. VGG. You see, but there's a trend that has been established by John Mahama. Edem kutomi. I mean, there's a trend that has been established by John Mahama and around John Mahama. And he's saying, me. And then 20th November. 20th, yeah. Good. 3 days ago, 17th November. Exactly 4 years. I'm seeing me baba. 8.5-year-old girl. Sichope Ablavi, Mivomawu Anyidoho. Yes, adopted child, my own daughter. Thank you. She passed on the 7th of November, 2020. And I buried her on the 17th. So just 3 days ago, I was in Tanyibe, my village.
Okay.
When I was Kosa Hubochi, what that your doji. I made the insurance. And they got to.
Over the lap.
Okay. Now, we, John Mahama and the boys, this group of people, what's it? Ochia. Yeah. O kokwanyi do ochia. O bai wo. Unya hunhwe. Se wona wo mpe John Mahama nasem. Na wo de John Mahama nam Togo, Benin, India. Fine.
Na wo hwe den.
Be say me John Mahama ne nkwan free ho.
Oh,
yeah. And I mean succeeding ti. Timu ding makukumi ba.
Ya bafori.
Ya fori. Me kumi ba e de ni moja akoye different level of okay. Different level of nyankumade. Say me John Mahama in free ho. Oh yes. They were saying these same boys on radio. What can these same platforms? Or can you have a do baby no? A guy called Jifagunu. Ita mebe Mahamari. Nuya womo lekle miya volta tori. Nuya jimo lekwe poge. Be miya pepeto. Taflache. Agbami. Kake de vio mek poma hijeme o. So, ne joko pekbe vio ko udona. De doya fume vigbe. Be mi va dompe miya dokyo. Miya vio mek goma semori. Oha woloreme. Eyime. Yes. That's what, look, if you don't understand, you don't understand. There's a conscious effort, especially after the death of Rawlings. Some people say the Rawlings era is over. So Volta region, they want to dismember Volta region. Oh yeah, that they want to take the NDC away from us and make Volta hewers of wood. And what do you call it? Drawers of water and hewers of wood. Hold on. So they went and got a certain guy called Jifagunu. So he decided on the on non kabium and not Troy or Krataso. Long article. Anyidoho murder's daughter, killed daughter, this. A Yinasi Kramanko. I was so wicked, I'm so callous, I didn't even go for the burial, blah, blah. Oh, all kinds of things. At this point, I said, no, enough is enough. As we speak, the matter is in a Tema High Court. Yes, it's pending in a Tema High Court. And guess, hina noye jifa gununi lawyer. Eduji Tamakolo. The boy na Mahama Nanui okadik to Edison so pine. Say ono na director of legal. Eduji Tamakolo. Ono na jifa gununi lawyer. And in jifa gunus write up no. So say John Mahama na me person me ku John Mahama. So it means that John Mahama is the one they are fighting for. It's John Mahama's bidding that they are doing. And John Mahama sits around it. No feeder. And they say Kufuor dey, John Mahama no feeder. He will pretend he hasn't heard. How can you be a leader? How can we trust you with leadership? When you pretend that you don't know about these things happening around you. What's the penny? Utifie na mufrano every nanka.
Woka nanka refua.
Una ye chief nanka refo. And you be na John Mahama they be guyen NDC, you know. And so these boys draw their energy, their strength, their passion from John Mahama's tacit approval of the things that they do. But men can't quite say na no kroma na John Mahama nankasa. Osati didi amam for them. Or ye our suffer. Ye yao imams. Imam a ye ya ayinfo. Ye yao traditional leaders. So ye nyachu. Didi want them. Say Argentina Bawumia ba. Utumi tie nasem. Keke. Our bompai man. One shen komo. O bompai keke. We didi want them we no. Afi we did do so de. We did not an income share. Or yeah, income share part 1. Income share part 1 and 2. Or yeah, part 1 one crime. And another income share part 2. Ewa kumasi.
Gana fimana.
Oh, part 1 and 2. I said diabolo na.
Chewa. Other flow.
Income share part 1. Or yeah, no crime. 1st October. You know, and okay, income share part 2. Ewa kumasi nani. Tama na Bawumia wo Kumasi Ashanti region. Year Juma night and day 47 constituencies. Entering every constituency. What they call here and come share or UST lecture theater be we na free Ashanti region. In come share and now the be winning side election. And they said President Kufuor in his state. He says, look, I will go to my people and go and speak to my people. Now you are angry. And these boys are insulting. They lie them and not starty. And Abu Frabi so friend of Samuel Hunto. La. But you see, John Mahama say he have a short memory. But John Mahama nangaza. First of all, so we are join from. That you are a dead goat. Then you say short memory. The things that you say, John. And then 2016. Samu Fraibia, led by Mugabe Mase, Ewo Munti, and Okudidi Ajaji Fuatem. Kan semen semfata. Se monatuo bi bemu. Then I was say, baby, I didn't know. Yeah, my mining cosa. And now, what can I say? And was it 1 could do 4 months. Of course, I was Deputy General Secretary of the NDC at the time. I was until because of Mugabe in Krofui, for the first time, Anyidoho, I entered in Sawam maximum
medium prison.
Yeah, maximum.
Medium.
It's only medium. Maximum 1 kafo. Okay. Yeah, medium.
Yeah.
It's a 1 medium security prison for the first time. And I entered. How for do? I want to call you. Master, sometimes young crophobia, you say young woman, oh, 1 year.
Ampa, and the pansy or Modia.
Boys be a Miko, young woman area. Ogo,
I want to say your coverage.
Thank you. But I'm an Bobby and him. But on a more serious note, So I entered that place for the first time to solidarize with these boys. Eventually, John Mahama granted them amnesty, presidential pardon. He has the prerogative of mercy. But when you are exercising your prerogative of mercy and you exercise it capriciously, you pay a high price for it. So boys here will release you on mono. 2016 in Kugono, 1 million votes. Account. People were very angry. People were very, very angry. That no, you don't do that. You don't do that. And I know people. And now at that time, at security level. Also, tunu for so, Massa, don't do. Oh, there be. But any boys, Minty, and who did the attempt? Then release you on. Or the Omumbra Namubek, Kosono did the attempt now, unto me, second term now. The other 2 minutes on fire. But you see, history has a very interesting way of repeating itself. Mugabe Mercy, history has an interesting way of repeating itself. Mugabe Mercy. Ni program so, and I let them could start this idea with Didi President Kufuor.
Two parties in you see 2016 no. Edem for ni na rebeyana.
Well, say asem kese ba Frank Nsiso. So, John Mahama, former president, when you allow yourself, they say the audio actually be by fee.
One of them wants to buy.
These same boys, John, if you're not careful, they will lead you. They will lead you to where they led you to in 2016. At least history has it. That make Anyidoho. 2016. Me press conference, because John Mahama, you are in a comfortable lead.
You. When I was
of course, Deputy General Secretary.
Comfortable lead.
And Sana, who John Mahama, who come out, Sasso. Sending Kitiajina on chain. What you need baseball cap? What? Yo. You know, and then you say, concede defeat. But the factors that led you to concede defeat, today, the same boys, 3 weeks to election. Adana sofu no binuma hore won sa to Bahama so no. Afi de worisu.
Oh, Samum.
Obimusu. Ma, me I've seen it. I've seen it on social media.
Sedenti.
What's it? Abba. Adena moyesa. Dela dem. Ena Dela 3 weeks. 3 weeks. You got to about 3 weeks. Now chimye saka.
Na just abankwa na hure guje.
Hey.
Abankwa nsi de isi just na. Ne ede no.
Adena Muhammad sa. Adana Muhammad sa. Adana Muhammad sa. Ena mo be didi. Kufuor na mo ko didi atem. Kufuor na mo ko didi na atem. Ye Dela de na mo ye. De na mo. See, yes.
Let us say, ebe affected bi wo hu.
What are you talking about? Look. In the last, before this whole thing, Indian said 2 weeks ago, a 3-4 days continuous. Now me share different MPP people. I want boefu. Yen tuaba. Yen boefu. Of course, and it's natural. One kasa one party. But one boefu. Into one tuaba. It's natural. It's normal.
Also be good.
Yesterday, I met 2 of them. Koku, we have changed our mind. We vote, and I'm saying, we are not voting for MPP. We are voting for Kufuor.
Sedenti.
Because is this what John Mahama is bringing?
Oh,
when John Mahama deba say Kufuor do ne Bawumia. We super on sano. Mean, what they call Kufuor so. Sebe una uka tre Bawumia say on your level. Mahama also Kufuor on your level. I'm telling you. So now they buy. Say Bawumia on your level. Mahama also Kufuor on your level.
Okay.
Yes, it is true. Monkeys play by sizes. Kufuor is 85 years old. Mahama where they are. Kufuor started politics. Now Mahama won. Yes. I'm telling you. Because if Mahama is even 65 and Kufuor is 85, that's 20 years difference.
And when he was 28 years, the foreign minister, right?
Yeah.
Deputy foreign minister.
So if it's a 20-year difference and he was 28, and then means, John, you're what? 5 years or 8 years? 8 years. Yeah, so 8 years. You were still in Pampers, 8 years. Now, so now he did 8 years as president. You didn't do 8 years. You are struggling for another 4 years. So Kufuor level. As we speak now, President Rawlings Oko. So in the Fourth Republic, Kufuor is the senior most statesman alive. Rawlings Tiasia and Rawlings won him because it is according to At times Odi Kufuor Oko. Rawlings Odi Kufuor him Oko. So Kufuor is occupying a very unique position in Ghana now. That's why Miko Anyidoho, forget about NDC, MPP. If I think I must go to President Kufuor for the sake of downloading knowledge about this country, I will go. Because sebe minyobia mini President Rawlings Ayejuma, mini President Mills they will be him. But it's not Kufuor's own experience. And I saw President Mills giving honor to President Kufuor, a bribe commission, sir, N1 highway. President Mills gave President Kufuor honor by inviting him to the commissioning ceremony. Me how they say. So Joe Mahama, Kufuor on your level, President Kufuor on your level. On your level. When I go for a level, I say bye. No, crowd. Kufuor manya how no. Bedanaka gomo. You couldn't dash view the view Kufuor Jumnenema. The net effect of the colossal damage that John Mahama is causing himself, he has no idea. Say, I say, one man, on Johnny free, Kumasi no come or yeah, and come share part 2. I will Johnny free Kumasi no. And I say, one man here now, a quite some campaign war. Who be man to me, no banner with me. Let's get serious in this country.
And
I'm Malam Yamo, Hamio. That Dela, first of all, first of all,
surprised.
No, first of all, there must be another name attached to his name because Kenya Dela Edem. There's no name like that in Africa Mocho, Dela Edem. Yeah. Exactly. Good. Ebia, so he has hidden his surname. And not they lie them. And the politics of yeah. So he must have a surname. Anyidoho. Yeah, but Anyidoho Jimko. But the man you are married. Good. Uba Bamabiasa. Uba Chega. Uba Kudolo. Uba Kuglanu. Uba Haligan. Uncolama a Kenya de la Edema. And he's supposed to be a teacher, a trained teacher. Yes, Nakasa Noka some time ago. Oh, yeah. Junamako. Eto Konyama Juju. Junama. The Vima Jum Petepo. This same Mugabe. And I'm saying that Mugabe, Koko Anyidoho, you Mugabe, and ne, una be creative platform. Saying did the mematem. Mugabe. Whoa. Unye Mindomeo. There was a book I read years ago when I was doing O-level literature. Great Expectation. Yeah. One of the texts, the standard text at the time. And there was a phrase in it. Never be ungrateful to the hand that once fed you.
Okay.
Yeah. Ashia do ashire gbogbo alo ame do ashire gbogbo and now no na dure o ma tona magbedo ni de wa bo open
insa ama waduan.
And I'm saying that Mugabe should come and tell me whether I didn't come to not once, not twice, maybe in some prisons. As for the other matters at the Lamagbonaika town, the Madaso, but for the first time in Kasa with that, I was in some medium security, not once, not twice. Because of who I was at the time, graciously so. Me call commander in the office. So Mugabe and co were invited to the commander's office.
Because of you.
Because of me. Because of me. So when you come out today, Mugabe, said John Mahama, they put you up and it is me Anyidoho that you insult. Bakwe Kwabna Bobi answer. Also another issue. He told me caught with him the same time I got.
Wow.
Oh yeah. You see? And these are boys that I once trained.
Okay.
This is not how I trained them. But today, what's it? Warrior Mahama. And the only way to get into Mahama's heart is to insult Anyidoho. The best place I can go is to court. Because I need to clear my name. You say I'm a murderer. I have 4 other children. If I don't clear my name, for them to have a clean surname, because I'm coming to you. So if I'm being accused of murdering my own daughter, I must go to court and get judgment.
To clear your name.
To clear my, otherwise one day my children will be the so I'm in court. Mahama has not bothered once. If you are a real father, oh, this matter, can we take it out and settle out of court?
Out of court.
Because he's not got the moral turpitude. He's not got the moral turpitude. And that is where John Mahama is lacking in leadership. The moral turpitude. To call people to order. No. And they use his name. And they do it in his name. Into Sam George. Be Didi. Asofwatem. Because, what's it? Bawumia. Deacon. And I say, Pentecost. Sorry.
Good.
So the church should begin to purge itself of charlatans. The apostle Eric Nyamichenom. One Pentecost is full of charlatans, according to Sam George. And he's doing it in the name of John Mahama. And John Mahama is quiet. Onkasa. This kind of leadership. And now you insult President Kufuor, insult all Ghanaians, not even Ghanaians, worldwide, living with disabilities, in wheelchairs. It is God. Meanwhile, in my Bible, what's a true baby? If you have no beside Jesus Christ. Say bubu afo ya na say eni freni ya na ni afra no eye nyankopon na etwa ne
etwa na so na say ne papa be boni a waye.
It's in scripture. This person
no say na be ya onyankopon ni onyam be dead.
Thank you. It is so that God will be glorified. No, it is not because of the sins of the fathers or for anything. It is so that God's name will be glorified. It is harder now. Me can't say me tina Kufuor nchen. It was our program. Or kase. Nyankopon ni shishe. Ni pada se ni shishe. He has taken it in good stride and is living with it. And then you delight them. Samuel Hunto. And back another one be all over the place. All in the name of John Dramani Mahama. Need to be our painting. And so let's insult. So John Dramani Mahama, you have your own cross to carry you. Me Anyidoho. I say, Maka, what I saw June 4th, May 1579 with my eyes, growing up in Bema camp. The me papa name mami chere me. What the EP church has taught me. The Jerry Rollins chere me, the Tamils chere me. John Mahama, I will not allow you and your politics to destroy me and my destiny. So forget it. Intina mean pain no. My pain. And Nankasa will say, oh, he doesn't want me. I thank God. Look, so I trade for now, you call it 2018. I'm a corporate general secretary. John Mahama Nkasa, a bit too chalk.
It's a sabotage upon sabotage.
Look, a bit too chalk will trade fair.
What's what chase ka wo ho?
O sabe ka se bibi. Look, and I've never spoken about that view, but I saw a lot of things.
Because see the penny move.
Now, NDC Congress. Now, best 3 days you voting. Yes, a line in free and a 4. Nanipa 20, 30, 40, 50. I vote to. Obe one year announcement. Hey, after you raise a line in free.
Hey, ni na Kwaku.
Hey, Kwaku. He will not become general secretary.
The bull.
Mamma mia. But you see, when I look back, God, Joseph, not catch any animal. So you people meant it for evil. But the God I serve, he meant it for good. Sometime now, Jacob, what I need Israel. Well, who? Because Joseph found about Mizrim. And I don't go to Goshen. The choicest part of Egypt at the time. So,
Minister for Food and Agric. Only Papa. That's all, man, baby. Not
good. Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
So, Osie Jacob, you know, after any animal, Charlie Papa will, your own show, and say, hey, man, you people meant it for evil. But God turned it around for good. For me to be here in this time and this season to save you people. So don't worry, Papa is dead, but hey, Master, forget it.
Life must go on.
I say it, I tell my Joseph story. Can you imagine if I was General Secretary of the NDC? And all the things that John Mahama Reye, against my upbringing, against my conscience, against my spirit, against the God I worship, against my church doctrine, I'll have to stand up against him. And when I stand up against him, then they will accuse me. Say, me na me mpese party ni beba power. And so one share, then they will destroy my political career. So God said, Kwaku, let them cheat and let them do everything. But I'm setting you aside for another time and another season. Not this time. He doesn't want you. It's not John who doesn't want you. It is I, Jehovah, who is setting you aside because this line is not part of your destiny. Your destiny was Atamil's. And he brought John to be his running mate. No problem. But if Atamil's is gone, your destiny is not John. Step aside. I'll put you on destiny's track. And I'm on destiny's track. So all the mess going on in the NDC today, one fine day, people will say, Kwaku said it. And I said, I'll give thanks to God Almighty. Did he? John Mahama,
Kwaku, you 3 minutes.
Yes, Kwaku.
So
today, men of God, heavy men of God, yesterday, who's it? Enra, Professor Kwesi Yanka. Of course, I used to read him way back when he was writing Words of a Quadrant. Every Saturday, Nayeto, Mirror, Words of a Quadrant. Subsequently, it was PAV and Pava. Pava was my real motivator. Anyway, but when I read Professor Kwesi Yanka's piece yesterday, Gentle Giant in a Wheelchair, I'm saying, John Mahama, view Pama Jujua, and Namachichoga Gamre Trokboma. Yes. Who know the dome? Oga Gamre Pogauma. Ochikomrani, Ogbedomra. Agbado ma vupo, agboma vuma vokata vum. But hey, did you mama you go? Where you go? And in Professor Yanka's piece, he said over 8,000 or 8 million something. He said it was 800,000 people living with disability. If they should all decide to vote against you, John Mahama, where will you be? And funnily enough, interesting enough, it was President Kufuor who introduced the Disability Act in 2006. You see how God is?
Mayata, Afatama, Flyover Clare.
President Kufuor introduced the Disability Act. President Mills came, created the Disability Council with Ivan Greenstreet and co. And then set aside a percentage of the District Assembly Commons Fund for the Disability Council. Why? John Mahama, you came and you appointed Dr. Seydou Dana, Minister for Chieftaincy Affairs. Is that not it? The first visually impaired Minister of State in recent times. Wonderful. President Kufuor has come.
Niana can say, Osha, Kufuor time no. bridge a wɔyɛ ya wɔfa so do twa kwan ni nyinaa wɔyɛ fa kwan sɛ obi kuta wheelchair
and I make us say
obetumi apia de afa
and I make us say so one fan. And I'm saying disability comes in various forms. So if you want to talk about disability, it's broad. So even if you go back to even PNDC law 111, it's part of taking care of a certain section of the vulnerable in society. So obia ina famudi. Nanado, so if Bawumia is now saying that as we progress, persons living with disability, when they get admission into tertiary education, as part of supporting them, their tertiary education is free. Nanu was the cocoa farmers. And I was listening to Educhum. I had heard it on Farmers' Day, but Educhum gave broader explanation. What's it then? Because of free education. Into cocoa scholarship. Here, SHS level biom. Why then? One upgrade at the university
level.
Into cocoa cratch funo. Wa pay a passbook no correct. A uye bibia pepe one bano afi scholarship no. Education, tertiary education level.
Every secondary.
Upgrading.
Ako university.
They have upgraded it. Into warriors had na Kufuor sa upgrading na warrior no. Into na me se me bay. E bay nyankopon ne pe. Ene won obeto aba won to mana. Na Mahama won kwala ne be didi na tema. Abra wode 24 hours night club ni discotheque reba. Etu Mahama na kasa. E ya dofo. Former Shanagbate.
Koku
Esale denje.
Mi te bien yanko.
Okay. Washe osuko ofe mi. Esale denje. Bone banye ne gbireze na.
Agwana walogo.
Ekwena himu. Nega cho opongo bompi. Alo gawa. Aye opongo jikome. Gawa ke bompi. Ke amegbina race course. Na anyana ame ya race don. Ame ya tudu, ame ya blakom ke kiosk. Na ko pongo jeni blakom ke kiosk ke tudu e. Ame ji gawa ke bompier.
Okay.
Ame be ho race course.
Ame free do.
Michele, I race don.
Aja me mi.
What boy say ka me blakom kiosk ke come here tudu. Beke, tudu. No me ke ya beach.
Kwagu. Ajo 2 minutes for ya.
Ewa, ke bom Mahama nto ne ba chop bompi. Ke gawa
Sararenche.
She Bawumia a race course me. So the point we are making here can say at the end of the day, sa enyama on no say kikon kiti. But sa enyama kiti. It takes away.
Eguni penny sense.
So Mahama, you said Bawumia is not at your level. President Kufuor is not at your level. He finished 8 years. He's serving his time in his retirement, where he has gotten to Mahama. You have not gotten to the place yet. But it's too late now to apologize. The horses are out of the stable. The goats are dead. And they have found themselves at the butcher shop. You can't revive them. It is. And yes, so to end, to make matters worse, then what's it Dela Edem say? Or Pacho. You used your mouth, your own words, and you insulted President Kufuor and all persons living with disability. You offended the sensibilities of moral society. Then, what's it? Or the Bibiato, the Facebook wall. It is more insulting. Because minimum AI, also Bobby by the AI, artificial intelligence. Who says that it is even Dela himself who did it? And you'll be a year cannot you. So that is even more abusive. It's more disrespectful. And to make matters worse, what I read said was Pacho not say he apologizes for his wheelchair comment. Come on.
What about the rest?
Thank you. Only the wheelchair comment? What about the heavy insults you heaped on the former president? What about the insults you heaped on moral society? What about on the conscience of moral society? What about the insults on all persons living with disability? You don't have the humility of heart to go back to Mugabe's program and go and sit there, let us see your face and be able to read your eyeballs and say that you actually mean it or not. You should go and take that apology, as Koko Baku used to say. You should go and tell that apology to the Marines. Yeah, you should go and tell it to the Marines. Okay.
Yo.
Are we small boys in this country? So there's no apology. As far as I'm concerned, there is no apology.
That's it.
That's it.
Koda Media TV so na atiefo mutie yen menua koku Anyidoho na de inchiremu kese na de abretiefo ene ahwafo efa yenua Dela Edem a ohwekora na nhye da nya agbedin papa na onimba bia ni din ni fi na mo sani a oye no ama sese abusua no bufu abam manfo buafu won a oye wadwen se won tua ba nyina so obetua ba because of that insult. Koda Media TV suni me di ka chire eja ya odi asempa me sinde di kan oreba so na wa subscribe to the Koda Media TV na obeka busua kese ne ho na sani ana koso no wani ji ho ana wa hye na wala ke na wonu bi nso anya bi atie ana mododo bia ko wie wo aboboa no sani abidi nkankan anopa no yene onabo sasu awie ntino ni ote a ode kwa chiri bia no anofom brajo onfanche ye ne eribisia na makoda score na matsa de fofraba na media bireti fo ne ahwefo that's